Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Pigskin Pete. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Man, it's cold as a witch's titty out here. I just came outside because despite the fact that it's cold, it's beautiful out here. Extremely cold, but sunny. But anyway, I came out here to make this video, and I couldn't start the video. I had to wait like 5 minutes because there was a leaf blower in the background that was being extremely loud. So I'm thinking, it's November, it's 35 degrees outside. Who would be using a leaf blower? Now, you could say, well, maybe to blow leaves. I don't know, but there's no leaves in this neighborhood. This is a newer neighborhood. I mean, most of the trees are not any taller than me. So there's no leaves around here to blow. I look over my back fence, and this is the epitome of redneck ingenuity. This guy had his vacuum. He was vacuuming out his car. And I guess there was way too much shit in there for him to vacuum out. So he went and got his leaf blower and was literally blowing out the inside of his car with a leaf blower for 5 minutes. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? Anyway, so I'm sure you guys have all heard by now the news about Chase Young. The news came out a couple hours ago that he has been suspended for 2 games, which means he was suspended for the game last week against Maryland, and he'll be suspended for the Rutgers game this week. Now, I know what people want me to say or expecting me to say about this is that this is a travesty. He was taking money. He should be given the death penalty. Ohio State should be banned from the postseason and all that. I'm here to disappoint you. I think this is fair. You know, I made a video as soon as the news came out about him possibly being suspended in the first place. I made a quick video as soon as I found that out. And a lot of the comments on that video, I mean, there was a broad spectrum of those comments. It went everywhere from Ohio State fans saying this isn't a big deal. All he did was borrow some money to fly his family and his girlfriend out to California for the Rose Bowl a couple of years ago. All the way to the other end of the spectrum saying, how could you be so naive, Pete? This guy's been taking money. Ohio State's a cheating program. Cheaters, 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 cheaters. Look, I'm fine with it for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you're naive or stupid enough to think that there's not players all around this country that are borrowing money from people to do anything, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you're living in a bizarro dream world. It is what it is. If what he says is true, then who cares? Is it that big of a deal? Now, it's a whole different story if they could find some evidence, and that's all I care about is evidence. That's the bottom line. It's a different story if they can prove to me that he's receiving. Somebody posted on my comment and said, oh, he took $50,000 from somebody. You really think that's how much plane tickets cost? Where's your proof that he took $50,000? And don't tell me your proof is something you read on Facebook or Twitter. That's not accurate. Second of all, and probably most importantly, I want to see the best players play in college football. Unless you can prove he did something wrong. And I'm not talking about, again, what you read on Facebook or Twitter. I want proof. This is America. We don't go off of Facebook and Twitter. We go off of proof. If you can't prove that he took a large sum of money illegally, then I think 2-game suspension in a violation of the NCAA rule where you can't borrow money from people for anything is completely fair. And if Clemson ends up playing Ohio State in the playoffs, first of all, Clemson has to make the playoffs, and Ohio State has to make the playoffs. I think most people think that's going to happen, but they still have to do it. The season's not over yet. But if Clemson ends up playing Ohio State in the playoffs and Clemson ends up beating Ohio State, hopefully, I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear from Ohio State fans saying, well, if we would have had Chase Young, it would have been a different story. No, I want the best players on the field, completely healthy, to play against each other so we can see who the best team is. If Clemson loses, I'll tip my hat. I'll say, congratulations, Ohio State, you were the better team this year. If Clemson wins, I don't want to hear any excuses. Now, here's the other thing about this. If the roles were reversed here, if this was a Clemson player that had been accused of what Chase Young's been accused of, you better believe, you could bet your bottom dollar, you could bet your ass that there would have been a bunch of Ohio State fans and fans from other teams coming on my YouTube channel constantly telling me, oh, you guys are cheaters, give them the death penalty. But luckily for you, or maybe not luckily, I don't know, however you want to look at it, I'm not as petty as you are. I don't think it's a big deal. So it is what it is. And they say, oh, well, it's convenient that they self-reported themselves and with a 2-game suspension in the wings against Maryland and Rutgers. Oh, how convenient that is. Look, again, a bunch of conspiracy theory nuts coming out of the woodwork. Look, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I'm not going to be the judge of that. I only operate on evidence, not hearsay. So, look, Chase Young suspended last week, and this week he'll get to play against Penn State. He'll get to play in the Big Ten championship game, and provided they make the playoffs, he'll get to play in the playoffs. And I, for one, am completely fine with that. How do you feel about it? Let me know. I can't wait. Go get your leaf blower and clean your car out. Pigskin Pete checking out.